Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Peekaboo. I see you because boost. I'm YouTube. Famous now. Available in 2021. The album. The Christmas edition. Dad. AF. I want to dance with somebody. Boost. I want to feel the heat with somebody. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. I am sitting in a parking lot right outside of Crumble Cookies. I actually wanted to go to a McDonald's today to do this video as a little field trip. But the road to get to McDonald's was closed. Oh my God, the road to McDonald's is closed. So anyway, I feel like that's a metaphor for my life. But anyway, so I just like pulled into this parking lot that I know so well because I love Crumble Cookies. I review them every week over on my review channel. I just did a review of the Dunkin' Donuts mini pancakes. And I'm going to do this video today where I talk about a little follow-up with Jaclyn Hill. This Jaclyn Hill mess, oh my God. It just will not stop, okay? And then I want to talk about Ethan Klein coming for Trisha Paytas, which when I saw it, I kind of was like, is this seriously continuing to happen? Like, this is just too much this time. So anyway, let's get into today's video. I need a little lip gloss. Where's my lip gloss? Over here. Hold on a second. I've got all kinds of things in my purse. I've got hand sanitizer from Sol de Janeiro, and I have a Brazilian Kiss lip balm. So this is kind of like a what's in your bag video too. And then where is my lip gloss? Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. Here's my lip gloss. This is Celine from Lunar Beauty. I just ordered 5 of the new Lunar Beauty clear, I think it's called Elf's Kiss or something. I don't know. The clear lip glosses from Lunar Beauty. I'm so excited about a clear lip gloss. Okay, so let's get into today's video. So if you have not watched, it is so hot. Woo! It's hotter than a sinner in church on Sunday, and I ought to know. Let me just tell you something, okay? I was driving down the road. True story. I was listening to I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Here, you can see I have it right here. Okay, and it's The Mix, I think by Junior Vasquez. And I was like in my car, and I was like, I want to dance with somebody. And there was this car driving next to me, and they had their windows down. And it was this mom and her kids. And we got to this stoplight, and I was like doing my best drag impersonation of Whitney Houston, and I want to dance with somebody. And I looked over, and she was like this, 10 and 2 on the wheel, and the windows were closed. And she was like, we cannot allow that into our house. He is not a Christian. The music cannot come into our car. They'll want to dance with somebody. Back when I was a kid, in the back of the day, I played tennis competitively from like the age of 4. I've talked a lot about it on my vlog, but anyway, a little unknown fact about Peter Monn. I was training to be a professional tennis player. But anyway, so I had like private lessons and played in leagues and stuff ever since like a really young age. And my mom played in leagues too. And so she would drive me places. I think it's so funny in retrospect now, like that as a kid, I always sat in the back seat. I didn't sit in the front seat with my mom. I mean, when I got older, I did. But I think it's so funny that like my mom was like my chauffeur and I would sit in the back seat. But sometimes like I would have like, you know, like one of my friends from like tennis camp or something, we'd be sitting back there and we would like sing that song Africa by, you know, Toto, and we would have like our tennis rackets and those would be our microphones, or we would sing that, I think it's Melissa Manchester, my baby takes the morning train. Is that Melissa Manchester? Anyway, and the Go-Go's, what that was that song they sang. It wasn't Holiday, that's Madonna. What's the song? Vacation, all I ever wanted. Anyway, that was my childhood in the backseat of my mom's car, usually singing by myself to, well, Culture Club too. Boy George, I loved Boy George so much. Not probably a big surprise for all of you. Okay, so anyway, what should I talk about first today? Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas. Let's talk about Jaclyn Hill and just get that out of the way, okay? If you have watched my last 2 videos, I have talked about Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill has a new jewelry brand. It's called Jaclyn Roxanne, okay? And so she launched it 2 days ago, and it was botched, okay? It was this huge, just total mess. People couldn't get on the website. People couldn't stay on the website. Then Jaclyn came out yesterday, and she said that it completely crashed at 1 o'clock, which was interesting to me because people were getting through long after 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:20, and they were being able to buy things. So if the entire website crashed, I'm confused as to why some people were able to buy products on a website that had completely crashed down, okay? And even later that evening, people were buying products because then she came out and they said on Jaclyn Roxanne website that it was completely fixed and that everything had happened. Jaclyn insinuated, well, she didn't insinuate, she said it in her video on Instagram that I showed yesterday, that they were concerned that they had been under cyber attack, okay? And that somebody had attacked the website. Yesterday, now I'm gonna show this clip in a second, okay? Now I like to call this the life and times of a CEO, okay? This is the video montage I'm gonna show you in just a second. I like to call it the life and times of a CEO. And what you see at the beginning is a very prepared statement, okay, that Jaclyn Roxanne probably sat down with her esteemed panel of judges and her coworkers, family and friends, basically, and came up with this statement that she was going to make on her Instagram story about how upset she was about it and that they were cyber attacked. She even puts a link to it and everything like that. Okay, that's part one of the montage, the CEO, of how to be a CEO montage. The second part of, and she comes out and says that everything is fixed and it's completely safe to buy products on the, listen, this is where I'm at, okay, with Jaclyn Hill. Less than 5 hours before, Jaclyn Hill didn't even know what was wrong with her own website, but she was on the phone with IT for hours, okay? To then come out 5 hours later and be a tech genius, linking articles to Google, explaining what this was, this cyber attack that was called a DDoS, which I did look up and I did research, to then come out 5 hours later when she really has not gotten much education over this to know that it's completely, her site is completely safe, okay? I don't know that first of all, I said in my video yesterday, I thought it was really bad business for Jaclyn to even come out in a video and say that she had been cyber attacked. I'm like, girl, okay, you don't say that until you absolutely know that, and don't say it if, like, there's any chance that your customers' information is at risk. I mean, it's just, yes, businesses can't help that, but that's going to keep people from coming to your website, okay? And the majority of people that are listening to her talk about how she was cyber attacked are not going to go in and read what a DDoS attack is. Now, I did, and it is completely safe to, I'm going to show you the video, hold on. It is completely safe to the consumer, okay? What it basically is the way that it would have worked, I'm assuming, okay, from the little that I understand on Jaclyn's end, is it's like, have you ever been in like a Twitch live, or you've been in like, you know, a live stream when somebody just sends a mass amount of like spam or mass people over there and it floods it so you can't read the comments? Well, it's very similar to that, okay? It's where there's like, it's some kind of like virus or something that sends all these like bot people to the website so the actual people can't get through to buy things on the site, okay? And in a lot of ways, the way people use it is to kind of hold hostage the website and then blackmail that person and say, if you pay me such and such amount of money, this is what I understand from the information, okay? If you pay me such and such amount of money, I will release your website and we will no longer attack it. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to be under attack from other people, right? So now, okay, so that was part one. Jaclyn comes out and she explains all that, all right? 5 or 6 hours later, people are still having problems with the website, okay? Jaclyn comes back. This is part 2 of the How to Be a CEO montage video, okay? Jaclyn comes back and says, I'm so stressed out. I don't know what's going on with this. People are still contacting me and DMs and things, and they're saying that they don't know what is going on, okay? And, so Jaclyn somebody DM'd her, and she even put up this, hold on a second, she even put up a screenshot right here, okay? And somebody said, I'm convinced you have someone close to you who wants to see you so badly fail. Which is interesting because yesterday when I read the IT person's comment on my video, which they also came back and explained further in my video yesterday in the comment sections if you'd like to see it, she said, or somebody said in there, it almost looks as if it's somebody close to Jaclyn. Jaclyn responds to this and says, girl, when I tell you, I have thought about this so much, I'm looking at my acquaintances like, so that's interesting to me that Jaclyn thinks that it would have to be kind of an inside job then, right? Okay, and then the third part of the video montage of how to be a CEO by Jaclyn Hill is the face of a very stressed out, worried CEO, Chief Executive Officer late at night. And here you go, here's the montage.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, wow. I can't even begin to tell you what the past 26 hours has looked like for me and my team. Holy crap. Okay, so I want to start off by saying JaclynRoxanne.com, it is live. It is ready for you to shop. It is secure. But I want to explain to you exactly what happened because literally when I say that my team did not sleep last night more than just a couple of hours to get to the bottom of this, long story short, my website was attacked and it's called a DDoS attack. Your information, your banking information, your credit cards, everything is completely safe and completely secure. But what's happening is an individual is attacking my website to try to take it down and it's overloading my servers. And so therefore we're literally like playing this game where a server is being attacked. It's kicking you guys off the website. It's showing errors. It's kicking you out of your cart. And then we have to shut that server down. It has been an absolute nightmare, but we are live. Okay. If you are able to purchase, your order is going through. We are fulfilling all the orders right now. I know a lot of people have been nervous, like, okay, like, you know, you said your website isn't working, but it is working and I'm able to purchase. Am I going to get my product? The answer is yes, a million times yes. If you are able to get through, you are going to receive your product. Obviously on the back end, you guys know that we're going to work tirelessly to make sure, we're going to work our asses off to make sure that this problem gets solved, but everything is safe and secure. So do not worry about anything like that. Nothing is sold out yet, which is amazing. I'm so happy. And although we've been under this attack for the past day, I can't believe how many orders were still able to come in. Like, you guys really pushed hard. And what's also insane is this same sort of attack, the DDoS attack, literally happened to FedEx earlier today and shut down literally FedEx worldwide for several hours. So it's been completely out of my control, but I am so thankful for your patience, you guys. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm also just going to link a 60-second video right here from Google that explains what a DDoS attack means for any of you. I'm just trying to give you all the information, you know, for any of you who feel like, what is this? Or you just like want to know a little bit more. I'm going to link it for you right here so you can just watch this little tidbit and see exactly what it is and feel maybe like a little bit more secure about your experience. Also, you guys know that I'm keeping it together right here on camera, but you know me and you know that when this camera is off, I'm like, who fucking does this? Who just like, you know, attacks websites for fun? I know I'm getting so many different DMs from people saying, oh my God, yes, I placed my order, thank you, to the other people saying, I can't get on the website or I can't check out. And I just want to say, you guys, I know, I am so sorry when I say that we're literally doing anything that we possibly can to make this work. It's just so frustrating because for me, it's completely out of my control. Like, we literally have someone who is attacking my site and shutting down my servers. So at this point, we are looking into every option, even like shutting down the entire site at some point, rebuilding on a whole, like with a whole different platform. But in the meantime, again, if you're able to get through, your order is being packaged. We have thousands and thousands of orders already, which is crazy. And my warehouse is working so hard getting all those orders shipped out for you. Okay, I need a cheer up moment. I need to feel like a princess today. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Wet all the time.
So there you have it. The montage of how to be a CEO by Jaclyn Hill. And the way that you deal with all of the stress is you get on Instagram and find out what Disney princess you are. I guess. I don't know. Okay. Now, I have learned a couple of things from this. First of all, a lot of people said this in the comment sections yesterday, that, you can be a founder, and I had said this before, and so I think a lot of people were like, I agree with the statement. You can be a founder, and you can be a creative director. You don't have to be a CEO, okay? I don't understand why Jaclyn Hill holds to this title so closely. I just don't think that Jaclyn Hill is CEO material. I don't, okay? I don't think that she handles situations appropriately as a CEO in the way that she's like, oh, I'm wanting to pull her hair out. I mean, that's not how CEOs act, okay? And therefore, I think that she's using her public persona to kind of play into the audience a little bit. Number one, that's not how you act as a CEO, okay? You act business savvy, and I've got things in her hand, okay? Number two, I don't think anybody would care if she was the CEO or if she was the co-founder or if she was the founder and creative director. So this is all about Jaclyn, and it's like a power control thing that she has to be in control or something like that. I don't understand it. I think she would be much happier if she was not handling the business ends of things, because then she could come on there and say, as the creative director of Jaclyn Roxanne, our CEO is looking into what is happening, and when I know, I will get back to you as soon as possible. She keeps on throwing out all this cyber attacking stuff, and I'm not saying that didn't happen, okay? I'm sure something like that did happen. It makes me very sad for Jaclyn Hill that this is happening to her website. The problem is this, okay, is that it's happened on almost every single launch of Jaclyn Hill's, okay? If this was an isolated event, or if this had even been one of two events that had happened, then I can totally understand, people saying, leave Jaclyn alone, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, but this has literally happened. I mean, there has been some mess surrounding Jaclyn Hill's launches every single time. And that's where you look at this and you go, maybe I shouldn't be the one. I want to be successful. Maybe I shouldn't be the one that's in control of all of this. Maybe I need to step down and step away and let somebody that knows how to handle these situations to put them in that situation, okay? The other thing is this, is that, I did get a few comments on my videos where people were like, Jaclyn Hill can never do enough. Like, it will never be good enough for you drama channels. No matter what Jaclyn does, it'll never be enough. Okay, like, that is a really unfair statement. And hey, listen, I don't live in a world that I believe is fair, okay? So I know that the world is not fair. But that being said, okay, let's just talk about that for a second. If you go to McDonald's, okay, because I am giving criticism of a business. If you go to McDonald's and every single time, okay, you go through there, that there is something that is a mess or is botched. Your order is wrong, your fish sandwich is cold, they give you orange pop instead of diet soda. I mean, every single time you go through there, right? Are you gonna say, don't be mean to Ronald? Don't be mean to McDonald's. They can't help it. McDonald's can't do anything right. No, you're right. At some point, there isn't anything right that they can do. And this is where people, I mean, there's just flooded comments on my videos of people saying, I will never buy from her again. I will never buy from her again. I will never buy from her again, okay? So this is a bigger issue than just getting in an Instagram story and saying, hey, this is what's going on, blah, 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 whatever, okay? This is where you need to be putting out PR statements from a business point of view, okay? This is where there should have been a statement on the website that said things, right? Instead of just like putting it up in an Instagram. Not everybody follows her Instagram that's going to be buying her jewelry. It's just, to me, it's really, really bad business. And ultimately, it makes me feel sad for Jaclyn Hill, okay? Because the next big thing that she has, the next big launch she has, it's going to be less people that buy it, and less people that buy it, and less people that buy it. And over a period of time, Jaclyn Hill isn't going to be able to sell anything anymore. Because people are going to be like, every release that she has, there's some huge server. I mean, this is not the first server issue that there's been a problem with Jaclyn Hill. I mean, she cyber attacked every single time. And I know why she linked the article to Google. It was for all the people that are going to say this isn't true, and then she could link it to that, right? So just for you guys that have any interest, I actually did look it up, and I looked up, is a DDoS attack dangerous? However, they can be incredibly devastating to those organizations when and if they occur. They're both uncommon and effective for the same reason. DDoS attacks are the result of networks populated by zombie computers, those that have been infected with Trojan viruses and therefore taken over by hackers. Can DDoS attacks steal information? They cannot steal website visitors' information. The sole purpose of a DDoS attack is to overload the website resources. However, DDoS attacks can be used as a way of extortion and blackmailing. For example, website owners can be asked to pay a ransom for attackers to stop a DDoS attack, okay? And that's where Jaclyn's like, I'm gonna probably have to rebuild my whole website. Well, that makes me sad for her if that's the case. But this is, again, where I would say hire somebody that knows what they're doing. Hire an IT person that can come in and help you with this if you care about your business, you know? I'm not going to go in and talk about the specifics of this, but the person that commented yesterday actually knew the background information, you know, of all of this and talked about, like, basically it was just like picking up the phone and saying, yeah, we need to buy more server space. So I don't know if that's the case or what happened, but the whole thing is still, to me, was not handled very delicately. So anyway, enough about the Jaclyn Roxanne. I'm sure she'll make her money off of the jewelry. Some people are still being, that's the part to me I don't understand, right? Is like your whole website is compromised, but then people are still being able to buy items. And she's saying that if your orders went through, I don't know, like it doesn't seem like Jaclyn even knows an answer to it. So anyway, all right, let's talk about Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas. So let me tell you, I actually was not sent this by anybody. I was kind of surprised. But I was watching H3H3's video. I think it's called something like We Broke Up. And it's a picture of Ethan and Hila, and they're sitting there and they look very, very sad, right? So I was like, what is this? Now, I have said in previous videos, I like Ethan. I think he's funny. When I first started watching him, I didn't really get him, but I do think he's funny. He and I both share a very dry sense of humor, and we're very sarcastic, and we kind of push the envelope. So I kind of relate to his humor, and I really like he and Hila as a couple, and I like Ethan Klein, okay? I just want to get that out of the way, first of all. But I have some questions about this. So I started watching this this video, and the beginning is like this kind of like brainstorming meeting that he's having with his team, and they're all sitting there and they're kind of like trying to come up with all of these different clickbait titles that they can do, many of which he's like, oh, we already did that, we already did that. Some of them honestly are so like offensively pushing the envelope of topics that that's the thing that's interesting to me, is that Ethan Klein can make, like, unlike most YouTubers out there, Ethan Klein can make really, really offensive jokes and get away with it, whereas the majority of other YouTubers, you can't get away with that, okay? And so it's interesting to me because a lot of the top, I just was like, I don't know about this, right? But at one point, he throws up this screenshot, okay? And it's him on one side, and it's Trisha Paytas on the other side, in their Halloween costume. And in the middle is like this picture of these dogs and whatever. And underneath it is the title, and it says, Trisha Paytas skinned my dogs for furniture, okay? Well, it was kind of funny. I mean, it really was, because this is on the heels of Trisha Paytas getting called out left and right, as did I. I called Trisha out in a video as well for using rabbit fur for these chairs that they made for their house, okay? So it was a joke based on that, right? But people were, his team was like, no, whatever. And he was like, okay, but he made some joke like it would get the views or it would be funny or something like that, right? And he goes, so it's not time yet? And he points to the wall, and they have this thing on the wall. I mean, I know it's all a joke, right? But it's like this emergency thing that you pull, and it's Trisha's face, okay? So it's basically like, in times of an emergency, when we really need to get views, and that's the whole joke, right? Like, pull the Trisha card, you know, pull the Trisha for emergency kind of thing, right? And I'm just like, okay, here's my deal with it all, okay? And we're just gonna have real talk over here. You know, I said a long time ago, I'm gonna get on video, I'm gonna say what I have to say, and I know people aren't gonna like it. I know when I say this, the Ethan Klein fans and stans are gonna go like crazy, right? And this is gonna be your excuse. You're gonna say, Trisha Paytas has come for Ethan Klein so many times that if Ethan Klein wants to make jokes about Trisha Paytas, then he should be able to. And you know what? I totally 100% agree with that, right? But at what point does it stop? Like, I'm just asking, seriously, okay? The people have asked for it to stop. Ethan Klein even said that he was going to stop and that he wasn't going to talk about Trisha Paytas anymore. Trisha hasn't talked about Ethan recently at all. They haven't said anything about Ethan. For Ethan to continue to poke the bear of Trisha Paytas. So here's my issue that I don't understand about it, okay? And this is where, I guess, like, because Trisha is the villain of YouTube right now and everybody hates Trisha. And, you know, like I said, Trisha thinks that they're holding a redemption arc, but what they're holding is a big turd, you know? And it smells and it's nasty, nobody wants near it, okay? Trisha's holding this big turd thinking it's a redemption arc, but it's not. But here's what I don't understand about this, okay? Just because Trisha Paytas is like the most hated person on YouTube right now, why does that make it okay that Ethan Klein can continue to do these things? Like, I'm just asking from an objective point of view. Like I said, I like Ethan, okay? I even thought the joke was funny, right? And if we're gonna play in a world where Ethan can come for Trisha as many times as Trisha, you know, back and forth, and then if Trisha wants to turn around and come for Ethan, they're allowed to do that too. Like, I'm totally fine with living in that world. Hell, as a drama channel, it'll make my life much easier, okay? Because every other day, I'll be making videos talking about Trisha came for Ethan, Ethan came for Trisha, blah, 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 whatever. And we'll just forever play this frenemies game back and forth, okay? Like, if that's the game we're gonna play, I'm totally fine with that, right? But this is what I don't understand by this, okay? Just in a real world. This is not YouTube. This is not picking favorites. This is not doing all that. I'm just in a real world. I'm asking this question, okay? Why can Ethan Klein get away with it? But if Trisha Paytas did this, I mean, if Trisha Paytas did the same things to Ethan Klein in videos today, okay? Not 6 months ago, today, that Ethan Klein does to Trisha Paytas, the world would go crazy, okay? Trisha Paytas would be a bully. And I'm not defending Trisha Paytas. I would ask this about any two people, okay? You name any two YouTubers out there, I'd ask the same thing of them, okay? I really just do not understand it. And I will tell you what's interesting about this is this, okay? Do you know the last time that we saw this happen is with Shane Dawson? When Shane Dawson was the golden child of YouTube. And he was like, he sainted Jeffree Star, and everything that Shane Dawson did turned to gold. Shane Dawson is like, have you guys looked? He's losing numbers since he started posting again. He's starting to lose subscribers now, which I said was gonna happen, right? Okay, so Shane Dawson was the golden child of YouTube. He could do no wrong. He could get away with any joke. He could get away with anything that other people couldn't get away with. And it ended up basically ruining his career, okay? Because his fall from grace was so far. Yes, my battery does die when I'm in my car filming too. Okay, so anyway, you know, Ethan Klein's jokes have never been as bad as Shane Dawson's were in the past, okay? But to me, it's interesting. Like, I just don't understand this whole, like, mentality of, like, I guess we just, like, we live by the code of stand-em, and we stand by the code of stand-em always, that it's like, I'm gonna excuse whatever this person does and says away, and I'm gonna hold their enemy accountable, but that doesn't, and I don't understand that, like, living in the real world, you know, and because part of it to me was like, if Ethan was my friend, true story, like, if Ethan was my friend and we talked, I would say to him, I'd be like, Ethan, here's the thing, okay? Like, you are so funny in your own right. Like, you have just this basic core sense of humor, and people love you. People love your back and forth with Hila. You know, they love your after dark, whatever stuff. You know, there's no reason to continue to poke the bear of Trisha Paytas. And at some point, it's gonna, like, because, like, here's the thing, right? Like, people are like, well, Trisha's done so much to their family and whatever. Well, at this point, Ethan continuing to bring it up, he's perpetuating that pain himself. Like, unless they're taking it back, like, this is where people are like, oh, I'm taking it back and I'm owning my pain. I don't think that he cares. Like, didn't he just come out and say that he's, like, disowning them or something like that? So, to me, it's like, I don't understand. Like, if we want to live in a world where Trisha and Ethan can attack each other and make jokes about each other, hey, like I said, I'm totally fine with that, right? But, like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I just don't understand it. And Trisha Paytas is the gander. So, this is my question, okay? If Trisha Paytas tomorrow comes out and starts making fun of Ethan Klein in TikToks, because it's been several things now that have happened that Trisha Paytas hasn't responded to. It was the cartoon drawing that Ethan Klein tweeted out, okay? It was another comment in a video that Ethan talked about Trisha, and now it's this. So there's been 3 things. Now, I don't know if he's just poking the bear to get Trisha to say something because Ethan wants the back and forth between he and Trisha, because then that'll make for good holiday AdSense and they'll get a lot of views or whatever. I mean, you could just ask Trisha on an episode of Frenemies and do a Frenemies reunion. People would live and die for that. But I just don't understand, like, in a real world, like, if Trisha Paytas did this, and y'all listen, okay? I don't watch Trisha Paytas anymore. I'm not a fan of Trisha Paytas's. I don't condone what Trisha Paytas does. I'm just saying in a real world, okay? If Trisha, as a drama channel, if Trisha Paytas did that in a video, people would go nuts. They would go absolutely nuts, right? And they would make all these things. So, like, that's the first thing. The second thing I don't understand is, at what point has payback been paid? Like I don't get that. Like, okay, people are like, well, Trisha did so much to Ethan. And, okay, at what point, with Trisha staying silent and Ethan continuing to come out, at what point are we even? Like, or is there ever even? And is that not like a kindergarten mentality that we play on the playground? I'm just asking, okay? Is that not just... Like, for me, that's such a kindergarten mentality. And I'm not saying that any of these people are classy, because I don't think that they are, okay, just by what I see. But at some point, when do you rise above it as an adult and say, my humor is bigger and I am more funny than having to use Trisha Paytas, my nemesis, as a constant joke? Like, at some point, it kind of looks weak, honestly. It really does to me. I'm like, when I watched it, I was like, Ethan, you're funnier than this. So I don't understand it, and I don't think it's going to end, and I think Trisha will come out eventually and say something, because I think when Trisha's been poked enough, Trisha's like, hey, listen, I think when Trisha... I don't know. I think we're gonna, hey, listen, people talk about, back in the day, we didn't talk about AdSense months, okay? November and December are AdSense months. That means you're gonna see the most outrageous stuff happen on YouTube videos, the most outrageous titles. You're gonna see people doing stuff, because the ads on videos are better during the holiday months, okay? So do I think that maybe he's poking the bear to get Trisha to start saying something so they can have this back and forth again to boost views on their channels, and maybe they'll do a Frenemies reunion? Yeah, I could totally see that. And from a business point of view, I guess it's not stupid. I don't know, but it's just like, I don't feel like it's ever gonna stop. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.